Hello you, I am of course Elizabeth Hamon. I mean, I say of course, but how do you know it's me? This is my first YouTube video. How do you know it's me? It might not be me. I mean, one would assume that it's me given that it's like my channel. Not the point. I'm gonna stop right there. Let's talk about finding hope as an artist in today's world. Social media and content creating is such a major component in so many people's lives, whether they be creating stuff or viewing it. But it's become particularly important for artists as a way to show their work and connect with others. But here's the thing, the number of followers you have do not equal sales. I'm gonna say that one more time, the number of followers you have does not equal sales. And to add to that, the number of followers you have does not mean that you are a good enough artist or not good enough as an artist. In fact, just last week, a fellow artist was having some time off of social media, and during that time off, they got so many sales, and then they started back up with social media, and their sales literally a cemetery. And that's not just a one-off occasion for them, like that's happened numerous times, and they're like, do I stop with the whole social media thing? Like it's quite a minefield. And I'll even speak to that in the fact that when I had zero social media presence as an artist, I had the most sales in my career thus far. Like honestly, it should make sense. It doesn't make sense. It's frustrating because we've essentially been trained to get that hit of dopamine when we get a new like or a follower or a comment. When we have any sort of online interaction around our work as artists, we're like, yes, I've been validated. I'm actually an artist. I'm actually good at what I do. But there is no magic formula. Like you may have 1 million followers or subscribers on whatever platform that you use to share your art, and that isn't going to make 1 million sales. People might follow you because your artistic process is beautiful, it's interesting, your editing might be absolutely immaculate. It doesn't mean sales. And you might have a really small following. You might have, I don't know, 200 subscribers or followers, again, whatever platform you use. And you might amass hundreds of sales frequently just because the product you have and that end result is something that is desirable to a lot of people, or it's something that's trending right now. For me, I'd say one of the most important things right now to work out as an artist is how much of yourself can you give to your art? How much time and resources can you afford to give to your art? So just as an example, in Australia right now, we are experiencing a housing crisis. Now that affects artists and non-artists alike. But as an artist, you're gonna have to make some really tough decisions. Let's say that you're a watercolor artist, predominantly that's what you work with. You might not be able to afford the watercolor paper or even the watercolors themselves, right? So you're gonna have to make some cuts, some adjustments. And the thing is, you might have to go, okay, graphite pencils are affordable and accessible to me right now. And although that might be like I'm not being able to express myself fully as an artist, let's not view it that way. Let's go, hey, we're in a position where we are an artist to our core and we've been presented a challenge. And now we're gonna have to potentially learn an entire new skill set using a new medium. Like graphite pencils, that might be just a thing that you don't do. You might be like, I don't draw, I just paint, I don't draw. Take the opportunity and the challenge, because it is a challenge and it's not something that should be taken lightly, but view it in a way that can challenge you as an artist. Because you might find that you are an amazing drawer, and that might be your next creative endeavor. That might be the thing that brings you sales. That might be the thing that brings you the most joy. And we have to remember as well that art isn't just pretty pictures. Art is a story. Art is your story, and it's your perspective. It's a recording of your perspective and how you move through this world. And having to change mediums because of hardships, because of the way the world is, that is part of the journey of your life as an artist. And it's so valuable to be able to record that and to remember that you are no less of an artist or less skilled or less anything because you have to change the way that you practice art. Your specific circumstances don't make you any more or any less of an artist. It doesn't matter if you can only put in 2 hours a day or 2 hours a week into your art. You're still an artist. It doesn't matter if you have a 9-to-5 job and your side hustle is art. You're still an artist. It doesn't matter if you take the scary leap of faith and put all your time, effort, and money into being an artist, because that's going to be daunting until you find your footing. But once you do, anything can happen. But the thing is, regardless of what path you pick, regardless of how many numbers you have, regardless of how often or how little you create, you are still an artist. Okay? The world it's in a crazy position right now, you know, and this is a time where revolutionary art can be made. As long as art is bringing you peace, joy, comfort, whatever you need art to bring you, that's all that matters. And you know, give yourself the opportunity to put yourself out there and potentially sell your work. That might be outside of your comfort zone, but exciting things can happen outside of your comfort zone. But as long as you're creating art because you want to create art and creating makes you happy and fulfilled, that's all that matters. We need to, as artists, as people as well, but particularly as artists, we need to remember that we are no less of an artist or less talented, less skilled, less valued because of social media followings, numbers, likes, shares, reposts, all that stuff. Those numbers don't make you any less or any more than any other artist. For me personally, social media is well out of my comfort zone. Apart from art, I don't post anything to do with my personal life. I mean, my life is art, so yeah. I only post, you know, art related things. Everything else is just, it's life, and I like to keep that separate from social media. I don't personally see the value in it, and it's just well out of my comfort zone. But the reason I'm saying this is because it would have been last year. Yeah, around this time last year, I decided, I was like, okay, I'm gonna get Instagram, I'm gonna do it. And I did. And I was setting up my account, and it was sort of like the first day or so of, you know, getting used to it, because I predominantly post on TikTok, but I was getting used to the app, and this ad pops up, and it was for an art competition in a local gallery, like an hour and 45 minutes away. And I was like, But then I thought, you know, I am in no worse position than I am right now if I enter. Like, the worst they can do is say, no, we don't like your work. And like, yeah, sure, that might be a hit to the ego, but so? And like, because I'm personally at the moment trying to, you know, really work on myself and my confidence with my work and just being a human. And so I entered, and I just completely didn't think about it. I just went, it's done, it's, yeah, cool, moving on with life, because if I hyper fixate on this, I'm gonna get really stressed. So I just moved on. I was like, cool, whatever. And it would have been less than a month after the fact, I was like, oh, I'm gonna check my emails, because I like doing that. I like being organized. And yeah, one evening I got this email, and it was like, hey, congrats fam, you won, you get a star. And I was like, I didn't actually know how to react. Like, I was like, what is the appropriate level of happy that I should feel right now? Like, I was numb, I was sort of in shock, I guess. But if I hadn't have taken that leap of faith and just gotten outside of my comfort zone slightly, I would never have come across that opportunity. And what makes it even wilder is that I decided to start focusing on digital art. I am not a digital artist. Well, I mean, I kind of am now, but I had been actively practicing my digital art for about 6 months at that time, and it was specifically a digital art competition. And I just did it. I was like, what it is. And I did it, and it was the most amazing experience. You know, I had my own exhibition. I got to present a wonderful speech. I mean, I thought it was a wonderful speech, but a wonderful speech to so many people who actually made the effort to come and see my work. People who I've never met before. I've made so many connections with other artists who work across different mediums as well. You know, I've been able to have the experience of having an exhibition. Now, did that generate sales? Absolutely not. But did it make me happy? Yes. Did it give me an experience that I'll never forget? Yes. Was it worth it? Absolutely. And it wouldn't have happened if I didn't just start to creep out of my comfort zone. And the reason I went into digital art is because I'm very fortunate to have a home of my own during this, housing crisis and the way finances are going as well in Australia. And I'm specifically speaking to Australia because there are a multitude of issues going on around the world right now, and they're all affecting so many people in so many ways, and we could be here for hours talking through all of it. But speaking specific to my circumstance and my location, I wanted to prepare myself for a financial crisis. Like getting worse than what it is. And I had my iPad, I had Procreate, I never really used it too much, but I'm like, I'm an artist, I might as well have it. So I had it, and I just thought I could go and spend hundreds of dollars on art supplies, which I need and I love, and it's part of what I do. My full-time job is being an artist, but I was like, I don't feel comfortable with the way the world is going right now, the way our country is moving in terms of finances, in terms of the housing crisis. So I'm like, I'm going to make the conscious decision to prep myself now for the worst financially. And by doing so, I changed the mediums that I normally use. And it was one of the best things that I've done thus far in my creative career, I'd say. It's certainly up there. No, I would say it's in the top 3 best things that I've done in my career as an artist. And I don't say all of that to be like, look at my story, amazing. No, not at all. I say this because I have a very, very small online following, yet I still had an amazing experience. I still got out of my comfort zone with little to no following, and I won something, and that's amazing. And the thing is, the numbers on a screen does not dictate your skill, your creativity, and essentially what it boils down to is you as an artist, okay? Doesn't matter how many numbers you have, you're an artist regardless. And I'm really proud of the numbers I do have, and I'm not even at 1,000 subscribers. Well, not on here, certainly not on here, but 1,000 followers on TikTok. And that's my predominant, what's the word I'm looking for? Social media. On Facebook, I have 14 likes on my page, on Instagram, I have less than 150 followers. But those numbers, they don't stop the fact that I'm an artist. They don't stop the fact that I won an award. They don't stop the fact that my art is appreciated. And that shouldn't stop you at all, ever. Ever. Don't get caught up in the numbers of subscribers and followers people have, numbers game, whatever. Don't get caught up in the amazing brand names of art supplies that people use. If that's not what is in your price range right now, fantastic. People can have such amazing and beautiful materials and not draw a straight line, respectfully. I say that with so much respectfully. And that's not to, bash on anyone's skill set, but having amazing quality materials doesn't automatically mean that what you produce is going to be top tier. Yes, we're all learning on our journey. Yes, we're all going to have pieces that we're like, okay, that was a choice, not the best choice in my career, but a choice nonetheless. It's all about learning, growing. It's a journey. And we're all artists on our journey. But quality of supplies and skill set, they couple together really well. And it doesn't matter if you haven't got top end supplies, as long as you've got the passion. And it's not even about the skill set. You can have phenomenal skills and use really cheap materials. And that's fantastic and amazing to see when that happens. And we're all artists across the spectrum there. But as long as you have the passion to create. Sorry, I'm lounging now because this is such a relaxing conversation to me. Sorry. As long as you have the passion to create, as long as you're creating because it brings you some sort of happiness and value, and again, whatever you need art to bring you, as long as it's doing all that for you, the numbers don't matter. Unless you're consciously waking up and going, right, I want 1,000 subscribers or 1,000 followers because X, Y, and Z. If that's your conscious goal, go and get it king or queen, or they, them. What do we call a they, them, king or queen? I don't know. I need to look that up. Someone tell me if there is a they, them, king or queen. Either way, you just do art because you can do the art, okay? You create because you want to create. Just be, okay? You're always gonna be an artist. I'm so like, I feel kind of like this is a lot. I'm giving a lot of energy right now. I'm sorry, but I just, I hate seeing like talented people and just people in general being bogged down by the fact that they feel like no one cares about their stuff. People care about your stuff. They do. Like, there's so many reasons why, and different reasons why people amass big followings. And you know, some people buy their following, but we're not gonna go there. We're not gonna judge them, because bless them, let them live their best life. But don't let the numbers game stop you from being an artist. Because guess what? All of our absolute famous historical artists who paved the groundworks for art that we have today and how we learn art, they did not have social media, and damn it, they're doing better than me. So, you know, Monet, who, like, they didn't have Instagram at all. And, you know, everyone I know wants to see some sort of success and recognition whilst they're alive. But there's something beautiful about being remembered after the fact. Not that we're aware of it, but don't let the numbers get you down. And I'm so sorry that my hair looks like this. I had braids in, and now my braids are out, and my hair is like, what do I do? What shapes do I make? So I don't know what that dance was. I won't do that again. I bet I will. But yeah, I hope this was helpful. I hope this was sort of like a good moment. I can't word right now. I'm very tired. But I do hope that someone, 10 people see this, or 10 million people. It doesn't matter how many people see it. But for those of you who have seen this, who are watching now to this point, hi, thanks for being here this long. I don't know what's going on anymore. I hope that you've just gotten something out of this. I hope you feel valued. I do. Because you're more than numbers on a screen. You are amazing. You're an artist. You're fantastic. Go and have some water, because you know the amount of artists that live off of coffee and like other drinks than water. Go and have some water, because I know you've been drinking coffee like all day. Water. Anyway, I hope to see you next video. I've got a video lined up. I won't tell you about it, but it's pretty good. I think it's pretty good. I'm excited for it. Get excited for it. But I hope you got something out of this, and I will see you whenever I see you next. Thank you so much for watching. This is my first actual like YouTube video. Sorry, that was way too much excitement. Bit keen. Whoa, sorry about that. I'm gonna go now because this is kind of getting embarrassing for everyone involved. See you later, and have an absolutely amazing day, and find some time to be creative today. Bye. If you are at all interested, you can find me on Facebook, Instagram, and TikTok. Oh yeah, and right here too. Have an absolutely amazing day, and I hope you find a moment to create today.